G'day gamers, welcome to New by Design. Today I'm going to be doing a video here on Destiny 2. It's going to be how to get the Strum, and to get the Strum you're going to have to complete a whole bunch of steps and different stages of the Relics of the Golden Age quest. So basically how it's broken down into is there's a couple objectives to each step. After you finish a step you go turn the steps in, or you turn that level in, and then you go ahead and you get the Strum at the end. This does take a little bit of time, but it can all be done easily solo. You can see right now I'm only like 216 at the start. I do get pretty significantly higher by the end because I was kind of doing these stages on and off. Anyhow, for this, most of these steps or objectives are going to require to use the drag, which is kind of a crappy little sidearm. It looks cool, and it does, I guess, okay damage, but it's nothing really to write home about. Anyhow, the first step we're going to do here is, you can see we're in the Exodus Black area on Nessus, and that's just because it's a quick area where you can just jump to that area and start pounding off dregs right at the starting point there, and it is on Nessus, which is the other requirement of it. You can see this is objective number 3, which is to kill 10 of them. We're going to go ahead and do that very quickly here, and then we're going to switch over to decrypting engrams, which is objective 1 and objective 2 of step 1. I'm not really going to show you the actual farming of them because it actually took a decent amount of time to get them, but basically all you do is run around doing public events, and eventually you'll see that there'll be a bunch of engrams that drop. You can see here I'm turning in my last 2 engrams, my last legendary engram and my last exotic engram, or the only exotic engram that was required. The requirements, I forgot to mention them earlier, were 5 legendary and 1 exotic to turn in. So you can see I'm going here to the Cryptarch, and I'm going to be turning in that last engram. This is the worst part of this mission, like really it is. It basically takes quite a long time to farm these engrams, and you can get them from doing different things. I've got most of my engrams from doing public events, but I have got some, like most of my legendaries actually came from doing PvP. Anyhow, you can see we've turned in this, and we ended up going to the next step, which is talk to Tyra. And Tyra is actually going to be found not in this area. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and check things out here. So basically it says you have to talk to Tyra. I think it's Tyra. Anyhow, that's the next step, but it took me a little bit to find her because she's not marked on any of the maps. So where you actually will find her is go to Earth here, go ahead right to the farm, and she's actually hiding right in the farm there. So you can just go ahead, spawn yourself in there, and we will go ahead and rip over to where she is, which is basically where all these other guys are going here. You can see that there's pretty much a traffic jam of people going right over there. You're going to go ahead and do that, and this is actually going to be the turn-in point for the majority of the rest of the stuff. So as soon as you finish an objective, you're going to come back to her and turn in that objective and get to the next step here. So you can see this is the Relics of the Golden Age quest line. It's going to say a whole bunch of stuff here. Won't bother reading it to you because you'll go through it yourself. We're going to turn it in. We're going to get the next stage. You can see right here, and it is going to tell us what to do. So let's go ahead and see what the next stage is here. And again, it's just going to be if you've basically thrown out the drag, because like I told you guys, I didn't do this right back to back. This is kind of something I did while I was doing other things. So if you manage to throw out the drag or disassemble it or whatever you do with it, you can always come back, or the drang. I keep saying drag, which is actually a mob in this game. But anyhow, if you throw one out, you can go ahead and come back here and get a new one, and then there's no problem there. So you can see the next step is going to be defeat multiple fallen with drag without reloading, and to get that, you're actually going to have to do at least 3. It's not 2, it's 3. So make sure you kill 3 before you reload again. And the last one is going to be defeat a powerful fallen with the drag. And a powerful fallen is going to be one that is orange in color, like the little health bar there is orange. And we're going to go back to this area that we are now familiar with, which is Exodus Black. And the reason for that is because, again, it's a high drag population area. We're going to play it on fast play again. Sorry if that annoys you guys. But anyhow, this is a high area where there's a lot of traffic. So you can kill a lot of the drags that are here. And the drags are like the one-shotters, so they're easier to do 3 of those without reloading. But basically all you really have to do is go ahead and do some headshots, and you can pretty much kill any guy with these. So once you go ahead, and while you're here as well, actually, you're going to be waiting for the public event to spawn, because there are 3 fallen. I guess there's actually 1 main fallen servitor, and then 1 sub-servitor spawns with them, and then 3 other sub-servitors spawn. And if it takes you a long time to beat the main servitor, there'll be another one that spawns. All those servitors actually count as one of the tough dregs that you have to, or difficult dregs that you have to defeat. So those go ahead and work, and it's kind of a fast area, or at least the fastest area I found to solo go ahead and pop those kills off, because there's 10, and that actually does take a decent amount of time to go ahead and accomplish. Also, there's basically a high level, or a high, I can't remember what you call it, but high level fallen or whatever it is, and he also patrols this area, and you're going to see that in a couple seconds here once I finish all my kills. You can see I've got my multiple kills done here now, so now we're going to go ahead and continue to roam here. I'm going to slow down play in a minute as soon as I finish some stuff up here, but we'll keep it going fast right now while I finish off the last couple kills that are required here. And as I said, you're going to see this is going to be that high level or high priest, whatever you call it. This is going to be the one, and he spawns in here every 10 minutes. You wouldn't want to go to this area and specifically just hunt this guy, because then it's going to take you quite a long time to get the 10 of them. The 10 would, well, I guess it would take you, end up being an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes to go ahead and get those, to get all your 10 kills. But oh, sorry, it's the high value target. That's what I was looking for. So you got this high value target that spawns every 10 minutes, and probably at most every 15 minutes, the public event starts. So you get the public event here, and that's an opportunity to go ahead and kill at least 5, or I guess probably 4, closer to 4 at a time. So you can see what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and attack this servitor. And again, I'm just kind of weakening it with another weapon, because the drag is not super powerful. You can see here we just dropped one of the servitors. That was actually the 4th one from this public event spawn, and we're just going to go ahead and show you guys, even though I didn't have the video clips in between it, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys that it is counting towards the objective. So we had a couple more. I ended up cutting out the play, and this is going to be the last one that we have to go ahead and kill to go ahead and do it. Like I said, this is pretty fast. It's an easy solo method, especially if you have a decent fusion rifle that you can go ahead and bring with you, because those servitors that go in the public event, they can die pretty quickly from at least warming them up with that fusion rifle. You can go ahead and see that we just got the last one, just popped up on the top right there. I'm going to go ahead and collect my loot, and then we are going to go back to Tyra there to turn it in and get to the next stage. So this stage here didn't take too long, certainly not as long as the Engram stage. The Engram stage was just horrible. It's really random on how they spawn, and there's no way to buy them right now, not even when Xur comes into town. But anyway, you can see we're going to go ahead and come back here, turn it in for the last stage, which again is very easy, super easy to solo. And like I said, only problem I had the whole way through here was just going ahead and getting that last engram. The exotic one took forever to get it to drop. I was getting a decent amount of legendaries here and there, but the exotic just took forever. So anyhow, the next stage of this, or the last stage of this, is going to be to head to Prodromus down in Nessus and go ahead and kill it. It says you have to do it with fire team, but you don't really have to. You just go ahead and start the mission solo. Very, very easy. It's 140 light, so there is very, very low. So right after the walkers, you're going to go all through it. Super, super easy to get through this slowly. I shouldn't say it's super easy. I didn't have a difficult time with it. If you're lower light, it might be a little bit more difficult. So right after this walker here, and it's a little bit tricky because right after this walker, you can actually skip the next step and continue through the mission. So don't do that. Make sure that you actually go through and kill Kendrick 7, which is the mob that you have to kill. If you don't kill him, then you're doing the mission for nothing. Also, you can, if you aren't able to do this by yourself, go ahead and queue the mission, or not the mission itself, but go ahead and queue the duty finder or whatever you want to call it, where you can auto join in a group there, or you can just find yourself a group using Destiny looking for a group as well. But either way, you don't really need to, because it is pretty easy. You can see I've got it on fast play here, and I ended up trying to kill most of the ads and stuff like that. I think this is actually light based too, so it actually will be a little bit more difficult if you are higher light. But either way, guys, you can see we're just going through here, just kind of cleaning up all the ads and stuff like that, and then we're going to go ahead and finish off Kendrick 7. Once we finish off Kendrick 7, that's it. Again, this process was all easy, and if you die here too, this isn't really a timed mission or anything like that. You can die as many times as you want in this mission and just keep on going back from the checkpoint. Just try to make your death happen after a checkpoint, and there's a couple of them along the way. You can see here, last step is done. All we have to do now is talk to Tyra Karn. Once we talk to Tyra Karn, we will go ahead and get our Strum, which kind of looks a little bit like this one. Like, I actually don't mind the drag. Like, it's a nice golden little gun. Got it for free, but again, the damage on it isn't super awesome. So we are going to go right ahead and get ourselves back to the back to space here, and then we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves back to the farm. Once we get back to the farm, we'll go ahead and turn it in. Actually, let's go ahead and just look at this right here right quick. yeah, that's the last step, is going to be that we're going to be going back to turn it back in. Once we do that, then we'll be playing with our Strum, which will be nice. Again, I'm not actually a huge fan of the hand cannons, which is why you could see the big variance in light level from when I started to the end of this, because I wasn't in a huge rush to go ahead and finish this. If it had been like an auto rifle or something, I probably would have put a higher priority on it and did a little bit faster. But either way, I like to have all the exotic weapons just because it's kind of cool to collect them all. Anyhow, we're turning in the Golden Age Engram, which is going to give you the same thing every single time, which is the Strum. I call it the Strum. It's actually the Sturm, I guess is how it's pronounced. Sturm, if you know how to read. Anyhow, that's what it's going to be called. Let's go ahead and check it out here, and it does look pretty badass, actually. So let's go ahead and change up our weapons so that I can equip it. Go ahead and put this bad boy on and check out the Sturm. Looks pretty awesome. Less gold than the other one, but either way, we'll go through the stats on it here, or the abilities of it anyway, and you can see nothing too exciting, like the barrel weight or the weightly barrel and everything like that. Yeah, nothing. Extended mag is kind of nice, but it still only has 12 rounds. Actually, you know what? 12 rounds for a hand cannon is pretty awesome. Energy kills with this grant a bonus, and combat grip greatly controls recoil, meaning that once you shoot, it is going to pop back down for you, which is not too bad, actually. I don't mind this at all. Having the 12 rounds in the mag is going to be pretty sweet to have, because most of them seem to cap out at best kind of at like a 9 situation, and it doesn't look terrible either. It's a pretty nice looking gun. It looks pretty fancy, all nice little design and everything here. So let's go ahead and take it for a test drive and see how it shoots. Let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. It ends up firing pretty decent. I mean, it does pretty decent damage. Nothing too really exciting about it, but I guess it does all right damage. I'm pretty impressed with it. Anyhow, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys got any other quests that you're looking for help on, just post a message in my comments below there, and I'll see if I can do a video on it to help you guys with whatever mission you are struggling on. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.